All right, I want to talk about this dream that I had a long time ago. So I'm going to get married to some woman. She's in a white dress. And before that happens, her mom comes out and asks me, am I a good person? And then, I read the Bible, so I already knew the answer. And then, so Mark 10:18, and Jesus said unto him, why callest thou me good? There is none good but one, that is God. Romans 3:18, as written, there is none righteous, no, not one. There's another Bible verse where it says, even our righteousness is as dirty rags to him. So I knew all this, and then I'd say, no, I'm not good, and you're not good, and there are no good people, and, Jesus was the only good person, and how we need him to be saved. And so basically I just started preaching. He takes our sin, and we take his righteousness, and I basically preached to her. I'm not a good person. There are no good people. You always hear about, I see debates all the time with atheists, and, the Christians are always, atheists can be moral people and this and that. And it's like, I see why they're saying it, and I see, I'm not trying to call them out or anything, but listen, you tell me that, I'm going to tell you, there are no righteous people. There are none. None. The Bible, people keep talking about how they're a good person, and they keep measuring themselves. And it's like, you got to measure yourself to God's standards. And the Bible says if you look on a woman to lust on her, you commit adultery. And that's just looking under the lust. It's like if you think of having sex with a woman, boom, you just commit adultery. It's not even like fornication. It's adultery is worse. And then the Bible says if you hate somebody, you kill them in your heart. So, all these people talking about how they're good, and no, you're not good. There are no good people. The only person who was ever good in this life was Jesus, and that's why we need him. So, anyway, so when that's done, I'm laying. So basically, a hand reaches out to me. I grab it, and he tells me, go preach, and he lifts me up. And I'm sleeping. So anyway, I wake up, and I go up like this. I wake up, I get out I'm sitting up after I wake up from this dream. And it was the second scariest moment of my life. I have never been that scared before. I felt like I was gonna have a heart attack. My heart was beating, and I just sat there for a little bit, like, what was that? I didn't know. So anyway, and then so people talk about how they heard God and they hear the Russian waters. It talks about the Bible how people heard God, and people are God still talks to his people, and people say that I heard that too. I heard the Russian waters, and they hear the power in his voice. Well, I didn't hear that. I felt like he was talking to me in my mind. And I didn't hear the Russian waters. I didn't hear nothing. All I heard him was say, go preach. And it was like, just if I was to tell you that right now. And I have never been that scared before at the time. I've never been that scared before. So anyway, first I want to, Proverbs 9:10, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. Once I had that dream, I was like, okay, I understand why it says to fear the Lord. And, I understand that verse now. Because, there's people always, you're supposed to, like everybody, you should fear the Lord, and then you should get into a place where you love him and you shouldn't fear him no more and all these things. And it's like, listen, I don't care what you do. I don't care if you love the Lord and you're trying to follow him in that way, or you have a fear of the Lord and you're following him that way. I don't care if you have a fear of hell and you're like whatever is making you follow God, trying to live up to his standards and, doing what he's telling you to do, it's not a bad thing. So, I don't know, people always like, listen, I don't care. You love him, you follow him, great. You fear him, you follow him, great. Whatever it is, as long as you are following him. So anyway, and then you read the Bible and it's like, oh, now it makes sense, because it didn't make sense to me in the dream. It was just like he told me, go preach. It didn't make sense. It was like, there was no loud noise. There was no, the person in front of me, it didn't have like a eerie feeling. It didn't have a good feeling. It had like, I didn't feel nothing. It felt like I knew, like you could tell, how I don't know if somebody's standing in front of you, you could tell somebody's there even if you're not looking at them, or, you have your eyes closed. It felt like that, but then like, that's it. I did not know why it's so scary until, you read the Bible. And then Exodus 20:18. And all the people saw thunderings and lightnings and the noise of the trumpet and the mountain smoking. And then when the people saw it, they removed and stood afar off. So they see this happen. They're at a place. They actually move further because it's so scary. And they said unto Moses, speak thou with us, and we will hear, but let not God speak with us, lest we die. So God's showing these people that Moses is his prophet, and he wanted to talk to him, and he wanted to show all the people. And they see it happen, and they're like, we don't want to speak with God anymore. We'll just speak with you. Because if we do, we will die. And that to me is the perfect, that is what I felt like if he said another word to me, I would die. Like, it was just, I felt like I was going to have a heart attack. Like, anymore, my heart would not have taken it. Anyway, and Moses said unto the people, fear not, for God is come to prove you, and that this fear may be done before your faces, that ye sin not. So it's telling you he's doing this for a reason, so you can fear him, so you don't sin. So, as I was just saying, whatever makes you follow God, I recommend you do it. Because, man, I'm telling you, I know these people keep saying God's not real, and all these things, and it's like, oh my, you're gonna stand before an angry God and a wrathful God, and it is gonna be the scariest moment in your life. Not even hell is gonna, I feel like it's gonna be scarier than hell. Like, man, the fear of the Lord, man. So that was my first dream, and the reason I'm telling you this dream is because I had another dream, and I'll talk about that one next. Have a blessed day. If you want to follow Jesus, hey, say it with your mouth. Jesus, I'm sorry, I'm a sinner. Confess it. Pray, say it out loud. Get on your knees, say it I don't care where you say it, where you do it, just do it. And he will, reveal himself. Like, man, I can't tell you how many people, so many stories, man. All right.